I guess what struck me from the tenants I've met so far is that they feel sort of powerless to act.
The lowest point is when the children ask me, why haven't we got a proper home?
They feel like the landlords seem to hold all the cards and all the power. What's interesting is in the last few years, the campaign has been gathering strength across the UK.
These are the last line of defence!
Making me and my 3 children leave this house!
And these people are saying to tenants, you know, stand up and fight back. This is the ACORN group, which describes itself as the tenants' union.
And what we're trying to do is send a strong message to landlords that revenge evictions aren't going to be tolerated.
It organises direct protests against landlords across the country. One of the things it's campaigning against is no-fault evictions, where landlords can evict tenants with 2 months' notice without having to give a reason.
No evictions! Stop the evictions, start the repair!
I've arranged to meet Nick Ballard, who is ACORN's national organiser. Your critics call it renter mob.
Yeah, they do.
What's your response to that?
Well, it's not true. I think that people always will respond negatively when they see that frankly, their interests are threatened, and tenants are organising, standing up for ourselves and say that this is what we deserve, this is what we need.
What do you want to change in the housing market to make it better for tenants?
We want to, frankly, have a cap on rents because it's gone too far. You know, we can't afford to pay them. We're lobbying for Section 21, which is the infamous no-fault eviction law, to be scrapped altogether because we think that tenants have a right to a secure home where you can't be just turfed out on 2 months' notice, no matter how long you've been there. What happens, far, far too often is that where tenants have raised an issue, maybe like the boiler's broken or the roof's leaking, something like that, they're told if you don't like it, jog on, get somebody else in. So people rather stay quiet rather than, them face being made homeless or having the rents increased.
It's not right, is it?
No, absolutely not. Money talks. People, if they're renting out houses, they cut corners because they want to save money and make more money. And I think that once you view property as a money-making device rather than something that is a social right, then that's when things start to slide.
It's clear there are serious issues in the rental market, and it's often tenants who are paying the price. I asked the government what it's doing to address the problems, and its Minister for Housing told me it has increased protection for people living in rented homes and introduced measures to stop so-called retaliatory evictions. It is supporting new legislation to further empower tenants by ensuring every property is of a decent standard from the outset. It has announced that councils will benefit from nearly £2.4 million to tackle rogue landlords. And it's also recently consulted on introducing 3-year minimum tenancies in the private rented sector. These may be steps in the right direction, but only time will tell if it's enough to make a real difference to people's quality of life in rented accommodation.